economic trouble is emerging for West Virginia unless we understand it and pay attention to it. And as any corporation must do, you need to recognize the very real external impacts. South Africa, a country that has a robust coal mining industry, and 93% of its coal-fired electric power, announced in July of 2008 it intends to shut down all coal mining and all coal-fired power plants and switch to renewable energy. That came from the Minister of Energy for the government of South Africa. It was reported in USA Today in July of 2008. 90% of their energy comes from coal, yet they intend to shut it down. They say because they're worried, as we must be, about the very real effects of global warming. They're seeing very serious effects, as are the people in Alaska, by the way, who are, that is really the canary in the mine, if you will, for global warming in the United States. Alaska is experiencing dramatic changes that we haven't seen here yet, but they are experiencing the impact of global warming. So South Africa has gone down that road. Germany has gone down that road. And other countries are doing the same. South Africa has the largest coals-to-liquid plant continuously operating in the globe. China is spending $3 billion a year on solar energy, more than we are. Rather dramatic. Spain has just built the largest advanced concentrated solar power plant in the world. It was designed on the assumption that coal at that time was at $30 a ton. They saw it going to $40 a ton, and so they were worried. They thought maybe they better have an alternative to a coal-fired power plant. So they built a CSP plant in only 18 months. And that on-demand plant now, they see it as being competitive with coal. Originally predicted as 2012, now they say it's going to be competitive by 2009 because of the price of coal. Germany had an aggressive plan to achieve 20% renewable energy by 2020. They introduced a program called the FIT program, and it was intended to incentivize renewable energy in Germany. That program is so successful that Germany is not going to achieve 20% renewable energy by 2020. They're going to achieve 30%, and they've created 254,000 new jobs in the economy of Germany. My home province of Ontario, the Ontario Power Authority, has just issued a permit for the construction of a concentrated solar power plant on the northern shore of Lake Superior. So don't kid yourself that we are too far north on the planet for CSP to work. The Ontario government announced a couple of years ago they were going to shut down all their coal-fired power plants because they look at the price of health care and add it to the price of power plants. And they found, in their opinion now, I'm not judging them, but in their study of 2 years, that coal-fired power plants were more expensive than renewable energy because of the air quality caused healthcare problems. Well, they went to that conclusion for the simple reason because Ontario has universal health care. What a concept. Everybody gets health care, and it's covered by the Ontario government. They also own the power companies. So they had both on their budget and looked at the total cost. What do all these folks have in common? They are looking very seriously at the long-term future and what can they do about embracing renewable energy. It's like the automobile industry has suddenly realized they're not in the gasoline selling business, they're in the car truck business. And they can make cars and trucks run on all sorts of things. I drove a fuel cell Chevy SUV at Shepherd University just a week ago. 2 weeks ago, whenever we were there, Jeff. Unbelievable car. It does 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds. That competes with a Porsche, an SUV. And they intend to be in production by 2014, 2015. That's a fuel cell that takes hydrogen as a fuel. Can be generated at home, generated at a plant. Toyota has 1,200 solar-powered plug-in Priuses in test in Japan. That is, you would have a Prius that as you drive down the street, the solar panels on the roof charge the batteries in your car. And when you get home or you get to your office, you plug it in. And again, if you have a solar charging station, as they do in Southern California and a lot of places, you can charge your car at the station. So it eliminates fossil fuels. I'm just bringing these ideas to you to say the state has got to pay attention to these serious trends. I don't hear enough of a conversation in all of our dialogues about the future of West Virginia and its industries and in the energy field. I hear too much dismissal of these technologies that are emerging. I want to be on those trains too. And as a member of the Public Energy Authority, trying to look at what's best for the future of West Virginia as an energy state, I want to understand what are the economic opportunities for the state of West Virginia to participate in these enormous developments and trends that are happening. In my business, I am going to build some systems using carbon fiber, which currently only comes from petroleum. Coal industry. There's a wonderful laboratory in Wheeling called Touchstone Labs is doing marvelous things with coal waste and producing coal foam for space and other applications. They're a laboratory doing my development work. Carbon has a tremendous future in all sorts of other areas, but I'm raising questions about what its future is in burning it for energy. I think we must pay attention to what's going on. Power plants that we've never done before. So those huge volumes that we're talking about pumping into the ground bring up a whole bunch of different questions. Impact on the aquifer and so on. And where does it go? And that's where the legal issues come in. We have a plant on the Ohio River and we pump it way out into Ohio and it comes up in Ohio or Kentucky or Pennsylvania or somewhere. And we did it in West Virginia. Where are the legal issues? And Dave Flannery has been wrestling with that. I think, I forget with what organization doing. He's been presenting excellent work. Fossil fuels are finite. We're going to run out of economically recoverable coal. I don't know when that date is. I call it the collision of the curves as the cost of coal goes up and the cost of solar and others is coming down. And where's that collision? Is it next year, next decade, 50 years from now? I don't know, but I think some independent economists ought to study it. Of course, in terms of fuel source, the sun delivers enough energy in 1 hour to power the entire Earth for a year. And I don't think it's going to run out. If it does, we don't need to worry.